Hello, this is Dr. Wendy Rowley of the Wonder of Human Design YouTube channel and the playlist series, How to Assist in the Creation of Peace on Earth, a 12-part series, part 2 of the other series on alignment to Christ in the coming new Christ Bardo, which is good to listen to before this one. Okay, I'm going to get out of the way. Let's see what Aliania brings forth today. Oh, good day to you, dearest beings of light. I am Aliania of Cosmic Service, a Palladian Mother of Sound. Peace be with you, peace be with you, and peace be with you. We have sun coming around in natural light and a little bit of reflection on her glasses, which she needs to see the screen. She's had glasses since 5th grade, so she needs these. Okay, let's move on with what we're going to say. In this second of this series, we would like to explain a little bit more about the peace path and how that is related to the Christ healing force. So some of you might have already figured out, if you've watched this series, how those three consciousnesses at the periphery of the planet are the names of these three paths and which one goes with this. And clearly we're telling you flat out now that the peace path, the prayer path, is aligned to the Christ healing spirit body. The meditation intuition path is aligned to the divine intelligence coming in. And surprisingly, get out of the way, she's just trying to think. She says, we're naming pairs, and that makes her nervous. And she's afraid we'll mess it up, because we had some of that in the early days of channeling. And the third pathway of the Gaia consciousness is the, get out of the way, is the other pathway of picking up, believe it or not, divine intelligence. So there's a little bit of a Mobius flip and a mix-up in these pathways. But it'll all make sense at the end. And if we stated them wrong through her, we will correct it later. But we think that was correct. She had a little bit of a in the background there. Okay. So the peace path of prayer is aligned with the Christ healing spirit body. And it's like a direct communication out to the soul groups in the greater field where they are aligned and connected to divine intelligence of the creative source. And so, why? It's so that as humans turn more and more to wanting peace on earth, and they align to the Creator and ask for that, the divine intelligence can respond to that directly. Can you imagine that you, as a group of people on the earth, because what's the first thing we said you plug into when you leave that group out in the greater field where you're near perfected, where you go in between lifetimes, and you came when you first came to the planet and hooked in? We said the first thing you plug into is the group level on the three higher self group spirit bodies that you all share as one in the greater field, in the interim Christ grid or soul creational grid, as we call it, and on the human consciousness grid. So you are hooked in there, and you are creating your earth, your astral field's earth, or the astral field of the earth, and your physical form together. And that comes through that peace path, as well as profound healing, both individually and collectively. So we've spoken a lot about the collection of gold and used for your own healing and group healing and other videos. And yes, this is the pathway that the soul comes in and collects up the gold at the end of your life and stores it up that you may use it in the future for healing. As this one called it, it is the ultimate pay-it-forward system. And the groups of you who participate in the Great Global Healing Party are creating gold up in the group level for profound grid healing in the future at another Renaissance period. Okay, so that's why the peace path is connected into the Christ healing spirit body for real-time creation and change as you move along from now going forward. In the past, it had a slower reaction time. But in the new energy and the new great shift, and that which changes during it, you have a direct real-time connection going forward in your evolution for millions and millions of years. And that's because of the new divine blueprint that comes online in December of 2025. And it's because of the Christ coming into the death bardo in 2028, 29, and 2030. And it is because of changes that go on between now and then in other aspects. And it's part of your evolution on this planet as a group of souls working the puzzle in this planetary system. And this is what we want you to know now. What we would also like to do is do the first activation for the Peace Path upgrade of the Christ Healing Spirit Body. Because this one's what's called a tri-activator, and she can do that now. And this can be shared. So we said, well, why not? Let's put it out there. So all you need to do is give the intention that you would like this. Or you can just sit and witness and come back and have it later, because it doesn't have to be done in real time. Of course, nobody's getting this real time because this is pre-taped. But in some of the great global healing parties, some of the things that are happening have to be done in real time because you're not completely over to the new benevolent system yet. You are in transitional energy of the great shift. And that's good to know why things are so shifty and strange in your world right now, why there's so much drama and acting out. And it'll eventually settle down because the work that's coming forward by so many people is going to speed up that bumpiness through the great shift. And that's the benevolence of the creative source, that there's always a faster way to move through difficult times, through alignment, intention, and the asking. Okay. So we're going to do an activation. There's 3 of these, and then there'll be an alignment at the end. And they'll be percolated throughout this 12-part series, and even this one doesn't know when they will come in. So here we go. It'll be in sound, and there'll be the burr sounds of the activation. And when it's done, we're just going to end the tape. Because some people like to sit in the energy and bask in it. And this peace path is the kind of thing where you like to do that. The energy feels good with the upgrades. Unlike working through the death bardo and upgrading there, it's a bumpier ride because there's a lot more in those pathways in relation to creational energies that is still being healed and upgraded. But the birth bardo, the window of birth with the 3 pathways that we mentioned all feel very benevolent. And this is why people go, yes, 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 let me do it. I'll be born again. It's an incentive of the benevolence of the Creator to want to keep coming back and working your puzzle. And that's the system, as strange as that may sound. So we won't come back at the end. We will just simply give a little nod and we will end the tape. So you have an understanding of that. Okay, this one turns this way for the sound so that if she didn't, you would be looking right up her nostrils. Because in the old paradigm, the head has to go back. That's from the old Lemurian epoch, for those of you who wonder. And by the end of this series, the activations, her head won't have to go back. So you can see we're taking off some fairly ancient pathways and upgrading them. All right, let's get going. Here we go.